To this issue, we are going over the telephone line to speak to Bernard Adjei. He's a General Secretary for the Public Services Workers Union. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us here on the Morning Star.
Good morning, Anna, and thank you for having me. Good morning to your listeners.
All right. So your members are participating tomorrow?
Yes, my members are participating tomorrow.
Do you think that this decision taken by organized labor will eventually get government to act? I mean, we're seeing bits and pieces of announcements here and there being made by government telling us about measures being taken to address the measure. But there's a call for a comprehensive approach. Is it your belief that this strike will be the eventual button that will push government to look at this issue holistically?
Well, thank you very much, Na. I think we are a people with certain understandings of how we want to be governed and how we want things to be done in this country for the benefit of the citizens of this country. To the best of my knowledge, the Constitution, any government in power, anybody in any authority in this country, state authority in this country, is enjoined to work for the interest of the good people of Ghana. So if this is what will make the state or government do what is in the best interest of the people of Ghana, then that is what it is. The bits and pieces going on, my sister, this is what we have been doing since this menace started. And the results or evidence is there for all of us to see. This approach has not solved the problem for us. If anything, it has rather made it worse. And the records are there. It is not me saying, but the records are there to the extent that our current president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, put his presidency on the line. But the truth is, from the time he even put his presidency on the line, up to now, the problem has quadrupled to the extent that these harmful chemicals that are used in these activities are now being found not only in our water bodies, but also in the food crops that are being grown in these areas, transported to other parts of this country. So it's now getting to an epidemic and crisis proportion, if it is even not already there. We risk importing water into this country. And now how many people, how many workers, how many citizens can buy water? Even food. Look at how we are struggling to buy food. So if now the food we eat and the water we drink has to be imported because we have poisoned or allow a few people because of their greed for money to poison our water bodies and our farmlands, how many people can afford basic food and water in this country with cost salary? So it's true that some bits and pieces of things are being done, but these are the things that have been done since this problem began, and it has now assumed this alarming proportion that if we are not careful, all of us will find ourselves in a situation that will be unbearable for us. So we think that it is important government listens to all of us, not only to organized labor. The churches have spoken, civil society groups have spoken, the unions we are speaking, the media you have spoken. We have evidence of the effect of these activities on all of us and on the country. What do we need again to see and know before we realize that we need to come together as a people? They have done what they can do. The state has done what they can do. But the truth is that we don't have the results we are looking for. Rather, things are getting worse. Babies are being born with deformities. If the information that the medical people are giving us and the people on the ground are giving us is anything to go by. As for the water one, is there, we are all seeing it. So we shouldn't wait till we all die before we know that we have to work together as a country on this. So the measures are not enough.
Okay.
And the state needs or government needs to heed the call of everybody, and especially now, I am with organized labor. The call that we have made is to work with us, then we come out together as a nation. That this is how we are going to fight this menace and the rest. There's a short-term, medium-term, and long-term approach. The short-term approach is what we are demanding now, that the president should announce, should come out, should tell everybody that those of you mining in water bodies and protected forests with immediate effect, stop. Then the military that they are moving and the rest will go. Those who decide to defy the orders of the president, they are dealt with. They are dealt with. Then we can now sit down and look at the medium to long term, how we solve the problem. But the truth is, the bits and pieces of measures that the government, since this problem began, previous government and this government have put in place, it has not worked. So we need to look at it. You can't be doing the same thing, and if you are not getting the results you are getting, you still continue to be doing the same thing. You won't get the results.
Now, are you discouraged by the fact that, for instance, the Ghana Medical Association, a key voice with regard to the illegal mining menace and its effect, says that it cannot actively participate, but it is solidarizing with you? Are you discouraged by that?
Well, that is unusual, but we are not discouraged by it. We have known since the beginning of this fight that government has always tried to infiltrate our ranks and cause division among us. But we are not perturbed. That's the work we do. So we know some of these things and strategies.
You believe this is do you believe this is a handiwork of government?
No, we are not discouraged. What I can tell you for a fact is that the members of the Ghana Medical Association will take their decision. The information we are also getting is that this is not a popular decision. But we will not want to, interfere in the internal issues and running of Ghana Medical Association. All we can say is that as organized labor, we have always worked together. In our meetings, in past actions that we have taken, even the recent Smith one action that we took together, there are always people with different views or unions with different views, different approaches as to how best we can resolve our issues or the concerns we have. But when we always come to a consensus and we reach a decision, either by consensus or by voting or by whatever means, we are all enjoying and we all support it. So as to why Ghana Medical Association will come out with this statement, I cannot speak for them. Maybe when you speak to them, they can explain themselves. But you should know, and citizens of Ghana should know that, and the world, we organized labor are not discouraged at all.
Okay.
We will go ahead. That's the decision of organized labor, and we will go ahead and then take the actions that we have agreed to take.
All right.
If later they agree to join us, they are always welcome. They are part of this big family.
Okay.
We don't know what is pushing them to come out with this.
Okay.
But whatever it is, even if it's a decision of the whole Ghana Medical Association, we will accept it as the decision of Ghana Medical Association. But it does not change the position of organized labor, and we are not discouraged by it at all.
And you did indicate that you are aware of efforts by government to break the front of organized labor, and I'm asking if you think that some of these pockets of disagreements here and there are the handiwork of government.
No, not in that way, because
okay.
like I told you, every dynamic and well-structured and well-governed organization, you don't have everybody having the same mind. Do you understand? When there are issues. So people would always have different ideas and ways of resolving the issues. But the statements are made by attempts to divide our funds started some time ago. There's been a bribery allegation, these people have tried to politicize it and all that. But we remain resolute, and we know that we are fighting a just cause. We are fighting for our lives, our very existence as human beings, food and water. and our health. That's what we are fighting for, and protection of our country, not for only this generation, but for future generations to come. I have children. The kind of Ghana I want my children to grow in is not a Ghana that have waters that have been poisoned and food that has been poisoned and health challenges just because of human activity. That's not what I envisage for my children.
Okay.
So apart from being part of organized labor and the worker and fighting this, I'm also thinking about the future of this country and the future of future generations of this country. So we are together, we are united, and we will continue to work together to make sure that this menace of Galamsey, we all work together to solve it.
And finally, what do you say to people who say that, I mean, can't there be another approach? Because if organized labor goes ahead with the strike tomorrow, it means that everything is going to grind to a halt. And there will be a whole lot of inconvenience for many people.
All right. So my sister, my question to those with that view is, first of all, when COVID came, what happened? Didn't everything grind to a halt? Because it's an epidemic, it's a crisis. So everything grounded to a halt. The president was addressing this nation almost every week on measures and things, and was working collectively with all stakeholders. Why? Why? Because it was a crisis. Now, do we want everything to grind to a halt now? No, of course we don't want it. But if we don't take actions now, I'm telling you, when this Galamsey thing, after it has dealt with us, everything will still grind to a halt. Because people will be dying. People will be dying. People can't get food to eat because it's poisonous. In fact, the international community will not even accept our cocoa and our agricultural products again. And what do we do? What do we do? We import water from where? From which country? After all the beautiful natural resources that God has given to us as a country. And if we import it, how many people can afford it? How many people can afford it? So we have to choose between making sure we can avoid this one. We can avoid it. It's just a simple political will and commitment to the cause. We are not saying that if the president comes out now, bang, everything will stop, all problems with Galamsey will resolve. That's not what we are saying. But we want to see that political will and commitment. We are not calling for all mining to be banned. That propaganda going on also should be stopped. We are saying illegal mining. And even those who have legal licenses to mine, who are polluting our water bodies, because the fact that you have a license to mine does not give you a license to pollute the water bodies. Or to
a quick one. If you say that illegal mining should be banned, I mean, an illegal activity cannot be banned. So are you talking about small-scale mining being banned, or action being taken to clamp down on illegal small-scale mining?
Our statement was very clear. Our demands are there, and maybe you should make reference and read to your audience. So our demands are very clear. We said there should be a stop. There should be a halt immediately, because it's destroying our water bodies.
Yes, I mean, I know the demand I'm aware of the demands you're making.
English words.
No. We are not fighting over English words. We are not fighting over.
They are all semantics.
No, we are not fighting over English words. I was just drawing your attention. To an issue. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
For you to clarify.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to clarify that. All we are saying is that the activities that are going on in our water bodies and in our protected forests, there's a reason why we protect the forest. It has gotten to a proportion that it is going to kill all of us. We have a president who the Constitution empowers, and he is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. All we are saying is that he should declare that all those who are undertaking these activities in water bodies and protected forests, they should stop immediately. Then we can now sit down and then put in place measures to resolve the problems with Galamsey. whether it's legal or illegal. That is all we are asking for. So I believe this statement I've made is clear enough. Because unless somebody says that whatever activity that is going on, whether it's legal or illegal, is not polluting our water bodies.
All right.
It's not destroying our forests. It's not affecting our food production.
Okay.
If somebody wants to make that argument, they should go ahead and make it.
All
but
right.
as a responsible citizen and a labor leader, we believe that these activities, whether legal or illegal, these are the effects and the consequences it's having on us. And it is time the one with the power and authority in this country to make it clear that he should stop and then moving the troops under his command to deal with anybody who refuses that order.
Mr. Adjei, thank you very much for speaking to us. We're grateful for your time.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you.
You heard us speak to Bernard Adjei. He is the General Secretary of the Public Service Workers Union. This is still the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM.